You're listening to Southern Miss Today. I am Beck O'Neill. It is Tuesday, September 23rd, 2014 at about 12:12 p.m. Today on our show, we have some fantastic guests. We have Mary Sargent, who is here to talk about the Stitched Boutiques Sorority Appreciation Night, and Jonathan McGowan to talk about the crew. But let's start it off with Mr. Chuck Stinson, who's here to talk about the Mississippi Organ Recovery Agency. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to be here.
So can you tell me a little bit about the Mississippi Organ Recovery Agency, or MORA, as I'm probably going to say from now?
We are the state's organ procurement organization, which means we facilitate organ donation and the promotion of organ donation across the state of Mississippi, and we help to make that happen for people who want their loved ones to be organ donors, or if somebody has signed the donor registry, for them to be organ donors at their time of their passing.
Cool. How important would you say MORA's work is in our area?
Pretty important. Right now, 1,400 Mississippians are in need of life-saving transplants. One organ donor can save 8 lives, and 123,000 Americans are in need of transplants as well. An average of 18 of those will die every day waiting on a transplant that never comes, and someone new goes on the list every 10 minutes. So there's a vast need.
So does MORA only supply organs for the area, or do you guys transport out of state?
It's yes, absolutely out of state. It's there's a united network of organ sharing is what it is, and it's essentially computer formulas as to who is in line for the next kidney or liver or heart or lungs that are being transplanted. And some of that is regional concerns because of the fact that some organs can't travel very far. They have to be placed from body to body in a very short period of time.
That was actually what I was going to ask, is how long can an organ stay out of a body?
Depends on the organ. Heart, typically 4 hours. So you're talking about at the moment of what is called cross clamp at recovery. You're talking about somebody, they've got 4 hours at that moment. As soon as they extract the heart from the donor, they got to go. And they're on a plane, and it's usually heart surgeons that are flying in from some other place if it's not at the University of Mississippi Medical Center in Jackson, which is our only transplant center. Kidneys, up to 72 hours.
Oh, wow.
On a pump so you got now, and the thing about that is that ideally you want them transplanted as soon as they can be transplanted, because that the success rate goes up much higher if they're transplanted quickly.
Yeah, definitely. How can some say I want to register to donate my organs? How can I do that?
Well, that's part of the reason that we're here today. What you can do is you can sign up online at donatelifems.org or msora.org. And currently, right now, we're doing the donor challenge between Southern Mississippi, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, which schools can sign up the most registered organ donors in the next month. Actually, it will end on October 17th. It started September 15th. And so we're doing a little college challenge just to see. Southern Miss won the very first year that we did this in 2012.
Yay, to the top.
Last year, it was Ole Miss that beat Southern Miss by getting 3 new registries. So very close. And then this year, we've included Mississippi State into the quote, big 3 in sports terms in Mississippi to let them challenge each other. And the College of Health is doing an awesome job so far in registering new organ donors. They've got a booth going on every day this week in front of the library, I believe, starting at around 11 a.m., and they're going to be doing them for that whole month period across the campus, trying to get people to sign up to be organ donors and to help save lives.
What's the process of signing up? Do you have to be a special qualification?
No, just over 18, essentially, and your parents will make the decision before that. But when anybody signs up, they can sign up either when they renew their driver's license at the DPS. That's not counted in the donor challenge. We can't keep record of that. But if you sign up with a written registration form or online, you can click on, for the donor challenge, you can click on the link donor challenge and then click on the Southern Miss banner, and that will lead you to the Southern Miss page, and that will be counted. As a matter of fact, I think as of last week, we had 8 new registries for Southern Mississippi. So we're trying to get the word out. We're trying to do it in a little fun way this fall, which is what we've done over the last couple of years now, and we're trying to grow it. We've expanded from 2 schools to 4 schools and to 7 schools. We've got 4 other schools that will be involved in the challenge this year.
Fantastic. If I want to volunteer with MORA.
Yeah, you can do so online at msora.org. Just go and look at that. You can see some of our testimonial videos, and we've got you can request a speaker there. You can find out volunteer information, all kinds of things there, and then that comes into the office, and then we'll contact you to see when you're available and what events are going on in your area that we may be working to get you to work and to promote organ donation and the need for organ donation in Mississippi and across the U.S.
When somebody requests a speaker, what would a speaker be involved with? Like what would you expect from a speaker?
When you request a speaker, it really depends on what you're looking for. There is a kind of a two ways you can go here. There's healthcare professionals, and we would probably have some of our clinical people speak, and then there's civic clubs and health fairs and things like that our community outreach staff, which I'm a part of, would speak. And that's essentially it. You just request, tell us what you're looking for, who the audience is, and then we'll go from there to fill that request.
Fantastic. Do you have any other upcoming events?
We've got National Donor Sabbath that's coming up in November, and then in April we're going to be doing National Donate Life Month, which we do a lot of events in Mississippi, and really it goes on across the country to promote the need for organ donation. So National Donate Life Month in April is really one of our big months. The Donor Challenge has turned out to be one of our big events as well at the Mississippi Organ Recovery Agency, now in its third year. And we're excited about getting the word out. We found out that through the Donor Challenge that a lot of young people have wanted to sign up, but they just didn't know how to. They weren't asked when they renewed their driver's license, or when they got their driver's license, or when they renewed their driver's license after they were 18, turned 18. So we want to get the word out that there is a way to do this, and we always ask Beck, that people discuss this with their families to let them know their wishes, because when you sign up to be an organ donor, it is a first-person consent. And when you're over the age of 18, that means that recovery can take place regardless of what your family thinks about it, because you had signed up to be an organ donor.
Yeah, definitely. I actually was writing down Donor Challenge just now, and I spelled it wrong 3 times. But
okay. Do you want me to spell it for you?
No. Yeah. I figured it out. I actually have it written in a different place on the piece of paper, so I don't. How long does the process, if I go to the library after I get off today, how long is the process of signing up?
It takes really just 2 minutes. It's really just basic information, and you won't hear from us again other than getting a card in the mail. And at that point, you're registered as an organ donor. And if you ever decide that you want to take yourself off the list, you just call the agency, and we will process that and send you a form. But once you sign up, you're signed up. We don't check back, see how you're doing, see if your kidneys are functioning or anything like that. We just leave you alone.
How you doing?
Yeah,
liver failure.
Yeah. Do you need, or are you in need, or are you ready to give? We don't really. There's not a lot of, what a lot of people don't understand is that organ donation typically takes place in brain death situations. That's gunshot wounds, falls, accidents, and that's about 3% of the people. So when you look at Mississippi last year, 25,000 deaths about on average, 70 organ donors. Now we're recovering 3 to 4 organs per case, which is good. So 210, 220 lives can be saved, but that's why that list is always growing. So we want people to register. If something happens, and the likelihood that something's going to happen, that you're going to be an organ donor, is probably slim, but the possibility that you could save someone's life at the time of your death, or you could kind of pay it forward, I guess, is the way to give someone else a chance to see their grandkids, to see their kids get married, to see many different things, and we want people to take that opportunity to do that. And there's a medical evaluation at the time of death always.
I was about to say, is there anything that disqualifies you?
Two things at the time of death immediately, and that's active cancer within the last 5 years. That doesn't mean if you had cancer 25 years ago and you're cancer-free. Active cancer within the last 5 years, and HIV right now, and there's even some talk about that HIV being removed because HIV patients can live longer than dialysis patients can right now, especially when you're talking about kidney transplants.
I'm glad earlier you mentioned the thing about not being asked when you get your driver's license. Yeah. I wasn't asked, so it's not on my license. But.
Yeah, and that's something we're working with DPS. They are required by law to ask, just like every death is required to be called into us. But there's sometimes system failures and things don't happen, and people get busy, and so we want people to know that there are alternative ways to register. It's not just at the DPS. You can do a written form, or you can do it online, and right now, if you do it, you can do it during the Donor Challenge and sign up for Southern Mississippi.
To the top right there. Do you have any, I got to say it every time because I'm really bad at it. Do you have any contact information?
Yeah, you can contact me at 601-933-1000, Chuck Stinson. I am the Director of Marketing and Media Relations there, and I can handle any of your community outreach requests or get you in touch with somebody that can. Or you can reach me at email, cstinson, STINSON, @msora.org.
Fantastic. All of your contact information will be on our Facebook page. Just search Southern Miss Today, and you will find it. Thank you so much for coming in.
Good. Thanks for having us again.
Anything else you want to just shout out? before we go?
Go Southern Miss in the Donor Challenge.
Go
I mean, they're very excited about it. We're very excited about what they're doing, too. So come by and see us. We're in front of the library today. I think they're going to be in front of the library all week from till about 2 o'clock, from 11 to 2, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And come by and stop by and chat. And if you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer those. And if you have any questions you want to email me about organ donation, we'll find out the answer. If we don't know the answer, we will get the answer for you.
Perfect. Well, thank you again for coming
Sure.
in. Up next, we are going to be speaking with Mary Sargent with the Stitched Boutique Sorority Appreciation Night. But right now, we're going to do local music from Rooster Blues. This is Points of View here on Southern Miss Today.